Good morning, everybody. It's July 31st, 2018, Tuesday. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. It's cloudy outside. We're supposed to get rain, a lot of rain, thunderstorms off and on today. It's been having probably one of the rainiest Julys in June, probably on record for a long time. That's what the weatherman was saying the other night in this area. But, it's just like a week ago we were having a deficit of rain, and now we're having a surplus of rain, so I guess it's like they say the phrase, it's to one extreme to the other. But I guess we need the rain somewhere or somehow because that's why we're getting it, right? But, yeah, this is me coming to you live from Washington, North Carolina. And, it's Tuesday, and I can't believe July's just about practically over with and done with. And, just tomorrow it's going to be August 1st. Can you believe it? It's really going that fast. I mean, in about 3 weeks, the kids down here will be going to school because they start school in the end of August, whereas kids up north start school after September 5th, so after Labor Day. So, yeah, they start a few weeks earlier than the people up north do. So, but anyway, sorry about that. But anyway, wow. I just hope everybody had a good day today, and I hope that my visual counselor came here and they were testing me for things I need because I work out of my home, the business I have with selling cleaners and doing computer work. They were testing me on some various equipment, and they got this new handheld electronic CCTV they can use to read bills and things. And that's what I'm going to use that for the text and for the bills and for print it like books. I would use that one for that, and then use my big CCTV for IT work. And in the magnifier, I'm going to get another 7x magnifier, and that's this right here, 7x. So, but they're getting me all set up with that and getting me some new shades that go over my glasses. They call wraparounds, or they go over the glasses, and all that good stuff. So, yeah, they're getting me all fixed up down here, which is good. And I'll be getting a talking watch and a talking clock and a big numbered phone. That's supposed to be coming. I don't know when it's coming, but I'm supposed to be getting that too, but I haven't got it yet. And I'm supposed to be getting a cane. Well, it's not a cane, but it's like they call it a walking stick, but it's not. You don't walk on it. It's supposed to be like an extension to your hand, so you can feel the textures and surfaces of places where you go where you haven't been. So once you get to know where things are, then you won't need to use that. But it just helps you to be able to see the differences tell the differences between the surfaces, or know where you need to step down and stuff. And it's called a walking stick. And it's what sighted or blind people use if they haven't been in the area, so they can get used to the perception and everything. And that's what that's used for. So they're getting me all fixed up, just to let you know, for me working out of my home here in Washington, like what I did up there in Mechanicsville. But see, here I'll be able to do a lot more of that because I don't have to worry about income restraints like I did there where I was living in the other place, because it was a HUD facility, where this place where I'm living is not a HUD facility. That's the only, disadvantage. It's a nice place, but it was just, it's very income based. I couldn't really do really much work there. And if I did do any work there, it was like always being watched very closely. And, because like anything you got, or brother, if you went to school, they would penalize you, because I was going to school some when I first moved in there. And, I didn't know they would do this to me, but it's like they were punishing you, and they were raising my rent to like almost $200-300 because I was going to school online, and they were saying that was income, so therefore they were raising my rent because I was getting loans to pay for my books and pay for my schooling. None of the loans I got to use for myself, I bought a computer with it, was part of it, and a TV, so I could blow things up on the screen, on my big 40-inch screen, but plus I watched it, used it as a regular TV when I wasn't using it for that. But they just said that, every time you have a Excuse me for the yawn in there. But every time you have when you get any kind of money, they consider it as income in a HUD facility, so therefore they just up your rent because it's based on that. And that was horrible. But that's what they did to me. And that's what they do to anybody that lives in any HUD facility. And so they really watch your income really a lot more closer. Whereas where I live now, it's an income-based apartment, which means you can make a certain amount. And if you don't go over that amount, then you're okay. But if you go over that amount, then you could lose your place because it's based on your income. It's income-based. And that's better because that means you can make up to that amount every year and you'll be okay as long as you don't go over. So that's my check plus whatever I make working too. So anyway, I just wanted to, let you know some of that, so the developments down here. But yeah, it's been pretty rainy down here, but hopefully we'll break out of that. It's supposed to get nicer over the weekend. And I'm learning things, There's like this bat service that you take, right, down here. And, if you're on full Medicaid, and if you're getting billed by Medicaid, which a lot of people don't want to take Medicaid now because it takes up to almost a year or more sometimes. It can take a year and a half to 6 months to a year and a half before they get their payment. Well, a lot of people won't take Medicaid payments. Well, I'm finding out today that they won't pay for it because Medicaid's not being billed for my eye exam. So now what I have to do is either take a cab to my eye appointment or get BATS to pay for it regularly, like out of my pocket. And they said they would do that, but it wouldn't be covered by Medicaid. So that's a new thing I'm learning, which is stressful. So I got to figure out how I'm gonna have to call a cab or Uber or something, because now the bus ride, they waited till 4:30 to call me yesterday to let me know that development, and so I had to call my counselor, which I got that all straight today. I just told him, well, if I don't hear nothing from you today, then I'll just go ahead and reschedule my eye appointment for another day, like maybe Friday or maybe next week, so that we can have this all worked out as far as the transportation goes. Because I said, it's the end of the month and I don't have no extra money on me right now to be able to pay for transportation to go there and back, because I just don't have it right now. So we might have to do this next week so I have it, then. So, that's what I have to do. But it's just part of what you got to do when you move to a different area. You have these different things you got to do, and it's kind of what I share with you, some of those things, because that is my blog, and it is what's going on, and it's just part of living in Washington. It's just a new town, a new state, and it's just different things you got to do about do things. But it's better because in Mechanicsville, because they have that service, whereas Mechanicsville don't have a service for people that have vision problems or people that are on Medicaid. They didn't have a service like that. Yeah, I mean, they had it through the churches, and it was a donation-based service to the churches there. But they didn't have a service that went around and, that would take you somewhere, to an appointment, like they do here. But they can take you anywhere if you pay for it out of your pocket. That's what I found out the other day from BATS directly. But if you do it through social services, they only pay for bills that are paid through Medicaid. So that's why they won't pay, because Medicaid's not getting billed, evidently. So it's just another thing, and more things you learn every day. But it's just what happens, and it's all good. It's going to be all right. Because I'm just going to have to probably more than likely reschedule my eye appointment for another day with the place where I'm going to get my generalized diagnostic examination for the agency. So it's just one of those things. But anyway, other than that, I'm doing good. It's just, I'm going to be getting a handheld magnifier and a handheld CCTV to use to read text and read stuff like labels and things and invoices and maybe a serial number off the back of a piece of equipment where you can't take a big CCTV like the big one I have. You can't take that camera and put it in that place where it can always see it conveniently like you can do with the handheld CCTV. Just put it over it and you can actually get that serial number and capture it so you have it, so you can use it later on. It stores it on there temporarily, and I think it's a good thing. Excuse me, a good thing to have. So anyway, I don't know why I'm yawning. That's like 3 times I did that. But anyway, at any rate, I'm not bored. But it'd be a good thing to have for me doing my work. And I got all my books transferred. You know, the ones that come, the digital books, I got them transferred to come here instead of going to my old address in Mechanicsville. So that's good. That's all been done, taken care of. And, you know, all my licenses and stuff has been transferred down here from up there. And I'm working on my federal ID number, tax ID, to be transferred from Virginia to here to North Carolina. I think we're going to be, like I said before, have an ID for both states, because I still have some clients in Virginia that I do some work for. And occasionally you might see me up there, because that's the reason why I'm up there, because I'm actually working for those clients in Virginia. So anyway, I just want to say hi to the Shields kids, and say hi to y'all. Love you, and I miss you, and all for you. And hope your mom does get some help, like I said in the other video, because she definitely does need it. I get her meds changed, like I've said, like 6 years or 7 years ago. She definitely needs to have that reevaluation done and get those medicines all leveled out. And I think that will probably calm her down, and you'll probably have a better mother than what you got right now, because they're being a RoboCop and being like on Dawn Patrol kind of thing, like you're in a jail cell. Maybe she'll calm down a little bit, because is definitely wired. So, but anyway, but good news, I'm glad she got her voice back. I'm happy about that. So hopefully she'll stop running that little mouth, you know, and hopefully she'll maintain and keep that voice so she won't be gossiping. Because that may be why she lost it too. Unless she was over singing, that might be the other thing. That's why she lost it too. And so that way she'll stop doing that stuff, and that way she can maintain it. Because I would like her to maintain her voice, because she's got a pretty voice. When she uses it, you know, rightfully to sing for the Lord, you know, it sounds beautiful and it's pretty. But when you're using it for the wrong reasons, that could be why, and probably because she's so stressed about everything, that could have maybe caused her to lose her voice too. And maybe it was just because she was stressed about a lot of things, because she was stressing over things that were in the dark, that were not happening, or are not currently happening, or were never happening, but they were just ghosts that she was chasing after in the dark. Because, you know, like thinking about a lot of things that just aren't even happening or never did happen, but she was just, you know, over anticipating and over embellishing and over projecting, and that's what she does a lot. Part of her schizophrenia, paranoia diagnosis, that's what she does. So that's probably what made her lose her voice, is all that, you know, stress, which is sad. You know, she wasn't so worried about a lot of things like that. Her voice would not have happened either. And you know, sometimes that can affect the decisions that people make. If there's something wrong with them, they'll make bad decisions, and they'll make unhealthy decisions for their kids too. Like, why would you be out there riding a roller coaster, you know, when it's real cold, with cold air blowing on you in the wintertime? Even if you're bundled up, why would you be on a roller coaster, or why would you be at a park when it's real cold anyway? It doesn't make any sense, because it's not very bright. I mean, to be on a roller coaster if you don't bundle up, you know, if that's why you think your voice was lost. Because yeah, that will definitely will lose your voice. Yeah, but it shouldn't be lost for 6 months or 7 months, and then all of a sudden you get it back a week ago. You know, because that's what happened there with Sean. So I don't know. So something supernatural there when it happened there, I think, and it may be because she was gossiping, and it may be also because she was just super stressed about a lot of things she don't have control over, because it can take away your voice. You know, it can really do that if you let things get to you to that point to where it can do that to you. But anyway, I just pray that she'll just relax and have a calm spirit and a calm mind, and that she'll just not worry about a lot of things that aren't really worth worrying, and be over projecting like she always does, and overreacting as she always does as part of her paranoia schizophrenia diagnosis, even though she says that she's been diagnosed wrongly and that she's improperly diagnosed, which I disagree, because she's doing everything that a person would do that has a diagnosis. So anyway, but if she's telling you all that wild stuff, just be on the lookout, because no, she's diagnosed correctly. Because if she wasn't, she wouldn't be taking the medication she's on. If she wasn't diagnosed right, they wouldn't have her on that medication. They'd have her on different meds if that were the case. But they have her on a medicine for schizophrenia, paranoia, schizophrenia. That's why she's on it. So, but anyway, just wanted to give you some information about that. But like I said, there's a lot of things going on, and maybe, hopefully this will make her rethink things and will bring us all together in the family. Because I know kids want to see. I know all the kids want to see me, and I love them, and even Beth Ann wants to see me. So, and all the boys do too. John, Stephen, and Jeremy, they all do too, because they all told me that. Every one of them wants to still love me. They always have, and they want to still have a relationship with me, and they want to talk to me, and they were being real. But Sean was just doing that as an act, just to get my stuff packed to get me out of Virginia. That's why she agreed to let the kids come over there to help me, because that's why she did it. But that's not what the kids wanted to do. That's what they want to do, or what Sean wanted to do. But the kids, they want to still see me and have that relationship. It's just Sean does not. So that was her way of getting me out of the state of Virginia. So that just lets you know how calculative this person is and how dangerous she can be as a person, because it's not stable. I mean, why would you act like you're going to be in the family and all that? Because that's the way she was acting, when really that was just to get me out of the state of Virginia to move me to North Carolina. But the kids, they don't feel that way at all. But that's the way Sean feels. So anyway, that lets you know how two-faced she is. I mean, that really shows that right there. So anyway, I hope that everybody is doing good up north. I hope, Christine, you're doing good. I know that Angus is doing good. But I just hope that that Sean will have a eye opener, and she'll reevaluate things and maybe think about things, because what she did was wrong, and she has done that not just to me, but she's done this to a lot of people. I mean, there's probably a whole lot of people who she's hurt over the years by doing similar things, like disfellowshipping them over false information and overreacting, and and she's probably done this to many people. That's why she goes through a lot of friends. So it's good to watch. You got to be on the lookout for people like that, because they take advantage of you if they can, and they can act real nice too, but they can also have a dark side to them too, where they can take advantage of you because they like to prey on people who are vulnerable, and if you're not aware of that, they'll try to take advantage of you, try to get you to do things for them for nothing, and not want to pay you for anything, or when they pay, then they have to complain about it, when yet they should pay without complaining, but a lot of times they want you to do stuff for nothing, totally, and then they justify it because they took you to the store one day, when yet you did a lot of stuff for them that probably was more than what they were doing by taking you to the store and to the food bank. But yet, it seemed like they were getting a better deal than you were getting, really, because they were just taking advantage of your counseling knowledge, and also taking advantage of you for computer knowledge, and also taking advantage of you for other things too, like watching the kids because they didn't pay. And I didn't ask for pay. I didn't mind watching them, but she never offered to pay. And what she said is, well, I can give you $5 or just give you a pizza. And I said, well, I'm watching 4 kids. Do you think that's enough? I said, I don't think that's enough. But she said, well, that's all I can afford to give you. I said, well, why is that? I mean, you bought a program. When I gave you and Charlie, I gave you a copy of Office. That was a $700 program, and then you took it off your computer, and then you ordered Publisher for John. When yet you already have that in the program with Office. Microsoft Publisher was already included. So she thought I was giving her a stolen license, which I don't do that. I gave her one of the licenses I had that I wasn't using, because you used to be able to use up to 4 computers on one license, but now since they've changed all that, now you have to buy a license for every product, unless you have what is called a corporate license. So you pay so much for it, and you can use that download on multiple computers because you pay the license. Like I have a license now with Microsoft through Office 365, and you can do that through Office Online. And you download the product, and you pay $9.99 for up to 10 devices. So you can have like 5 tablets or 5 computers, and you pay $9.95. It's like $1 for every computer you have, because it's $10. So it's like $1 a month to lease the program, which is unbelievable. But you can put 10 devices on your account with $9.95. So that means you can install, Office Professional on your phone or on your tablet or on your computer. And if you have 10 of them, well, 10 of them can have it on there for $1 a month, because that's what you're paying, is $9.95 for all those computers. It's not per computer, it's all of them. So that's a good deal through Microsoft. That's what's going for Microsoft Office Professional for home, for a small business, or small, for a home or a small business. That's what that's for. But that was a good deal. And it is a good deal. So, might be something you might want to do, because it's a whole lot cheaper than buying Office. And you get Publisher with it, and it's included, and you get the full version. And you can rent it for like about $120 a year, because it's a lot cheaper than buying it straight out. Because I used to buy Office, and like I said in another video, it's like about $800 a year to fork out $800 at one time, or you can lease it for $120. So you save a lot of money, and you still get the full version of the program. No, you don't have the CDs, but you have an account through Microsoft. You can go to their web page where you bought your product and where you have it, and you can go in there and you can actually, you can put in your password and your email address, and then you can go in there and download it again on your computer or device. And as long as you pay that subscription fee every month, then that will stay activated. And it's just like having the full version of Office, but you're only paying like $9.99 a month for it. And that's pretty good. It's about $1 a device a month. So if you have up to 10 devices, that's what it'll do. You can put it on 10 different computers, or you can put it on 5 tablets, or 3 tablets, 2 phones, whatever. But it's still $9.99 a month for all those devices, not per device, but every one of them. So that's a whole lot cheaper than buying out. Because, backing up, she would always tell me she didn't have no money, but then she went out and unloaded the program, because I went on her computer and noticed that the Office that I put on there was totally taken off, because she went on there and deleted it. And she said because she thought it was a pirated license, and it was not a pirated license. It was one of the licenses that I wasn't using, which it was totally free. And she didn't like the fact that it had my name on the license. I said, well, I can put your name on it, and then I can put license to you, because it has to have my name on it, because it's one of my licenses. But I can put on there /license to you. That way, that way it's legal. That way you can have it. It's not pirated. It's just one of the extra licenses I wasn't using. So it's totally, legal. But she thought it was pirated, so that's why she took it off there. And that sort of hurt me and upset me, because I told her I would not put any pirated stuff on your computer, because I don't have any pirated stuff on mine. I mean, anytime I get software, I always buy it, or the state will buy it for me. But there's nothing that's pirated on my machines at all. So I don't know where she got that idea from, or where the wild idea came from, because I would never do that to a client. Nor would I do it to my own computers, because that is against the law to put pirated software on stuff. So she made that accusation that I gave her a pirated copy of Office, when really, truthfully, I didn't. I gave her actually a real legal version of Office. But she acted like she knew more about it than I did, and so therefore she took it off, and then she went out and spent $140 or $150 for the program for Microsoft Publisher, when yet that was already included with Office, of the Office that I gave her. that had the full version of that already integrated on there in the program itself. Just like the program, if you lease it through 365, it has it on there too per month. It's on there. It's integrated with that product as well. So I don't know what happened there, but it's like it's one thing after another. She was accusing me of that, and then coming up with all these wild notions about me doing something with her daughter, and it was just, and then her making comments. It was just, that's what went on, and then when all the truths came out, and then the kids told her the truth, she didn't want to hear the truth. She just wanted them to tell what she was thinking. What I did, let them tell what she wanted to hear rather than hear what the real truth was, and that's why I got thrown out of their family. And I think she's an expert disfellowshipper because she likes to disfellowship people all the time. And people like that are very toxic. They're very flip-floppy and they're unstable. And people like that, you have to be careful. I mean, if they're in your life, they're going to be, you might know some people that are like that, but you just got to be real general with them and not give them a lot of information, because if you tell them anything that's private, chances are they're going to tell everybody else at the Walmart or wherever they shop, because they like to run their mouth. And a lot of people that are like schizophrenia do like to run their mouth a lot, like to spread things around. And if they're codependent, they like to talk about, because they like to complain, and they like to talk about a lot of things all the time, because it makes them feel better, and it makes them not have to worry about how they are as a person. Because when they can talk about other things, then it kind of takes the attention off of them and puts it all on the people who they're talking about, so they don't look so bad. But really, when people realize what's going on and they know what they're doing, then they just kind of pass them by like an exit on the highway, because they know all they're doing is just, if they're going to do that to someone else, then they're going to go and do that to them too. They're going to do that to them, so they know not to talk. They just keep going. And when people figure that out, that's why they stop, giving free things away. They start realizing they're being used instead of being, really a real friend. They're just being used for what they can get for nothing and for free. And that's basically what she's done to a lot of people. I'm not the only one. But, normally when people do stuff for you, they do it sometimes for free, but they're not going to always do it for free, because they just can't afford it. If they did things for free all the time, that would be cutting their throat. And nobody in reality can do things free for everybody, even if they are your best friend all the time. But they might do it to help you out a few times. Like I've done that a lot of things. But I can't do it always for free, because I have to make money. And then she was also taking work from me too. Like there's 4 jobs she took work from me. Grove Avenue Eye Center was one. She went and actually tried to do the commercial for them, but they couldn't use it because she wasn't good. They couldn't use the material. That's what Dr. Crowley told me. Her stuff just didn't work because it just didn't fit, and she didn't really have the experience, or there just wasn't the material that they could use, is what they told me. And then she also took a job from the chiropractor place. I was supposed to do the job in there to get computers, and she called up her friend Mark, and she was there with me when I was getting the deal practically. And then they never called me back because Mark, I never really talked about a bid. But, Sean knew about what I was going to charge, and she was listening and getting all the details and trying to listen and remember everything. And she called Mark and told Mark everything. And then that's how I lost that job, because she ran her mouth and took that from me. And then there were a couple other businesses where I was supposed to get some work from, and I was going to get it, but she went and called Mark, and they never called me back because she went and called Mark, and they got the business. Mark got the business when yet I should have got the business. And she said the reason why she did that is so she could get free computer work, from Mark. Because Mark said if she got computer work, then he would do her work for free. And that's what he told me. And he said he didn't realize that she was, taking work from you. If he would have known that, he would not have done that. I said, yeah, because that's where she was getting the computer work, because I do IT work. And I was wondering, because I was asking her to help me get a ride there, and then all of a sudden she backed out. And then the other people didn't call me back to come in there to do the work. We discussed the bid, we agreed on it, and she is the one that told you, and then you underbid me, and that's why I lost the business. Because what I bid it was actually pretty reasonable. It's just that you gave a lower bid. But that's how she was getting the computer work, because she was taking it from me. And that's how she was getting it. Because one time, I just stopped just telling her about stuff. And she said, "Are you getting any more computer work?" She asked me. I said, "Yeah." "Well, what are the addresses?" I said, "Well, you're not giving me a ride." Because, there's like 2 or 3 different times you said you'd give me a ride. And then all of a sudden, I go to get, I go to get the work. I get the job and everything. And then you don't even give me a ride to the place. So I don't know what happened there. But it's because I know what happened. You went and ran your mouth to Mark, and he underbidded me, and that's why he got the job, and I lost the job, because that's why they didn't call me back. Because usually I was talking to him, and I was telling her the addresses just to see what she would do, and I was testing her, and of course she failed. Just like when I told her not to talk to Barbara across the hallway from me, the lady that lived there, and she went over there and talked to Barbara, like she failed there too, like I'm telling you. This person, you got to watch out for her, because she's two-faced. Her children are really, really nice, and they are sweet, but their mother is really really bad. You got to watch out for people like this, because they're parasitic, they're parasites, and they're horrible. And I just hope she stops doing this stuff to people, because it's so wrong. There's so many people she's done this to, like Mike Hughes is another one. Things like that has happened. And it's just a lot of people she's done things, taken advantage of them in different ways. So, and that's how come they're always getting things for free from people. And another thing she does is she fundamentally thinks is that everybody's a family member, and I think she does it to kind of pull on their heartstrings, because they see their kids and they fall in love with them because they are nice kids. There's nothing wrong with the kids. It's just that she uses them as leverage to get what she wants. And that's how they get free things. And then when people see that, that's why sometimes they're friends 1 minute, and why they lose friends another minute, because they realize what they're doing, that they're being taken advantage of. Because it's like they're family when they're convenient, but then when you don't do something right, then you're not part of that family anymore, because you're not doing something that she wants done, or doing it the way she wants it, and therefore. It's just like me when I asked her to pray for me when I was going to the dentist. I didn't ask her for any money, but she said, "Well, if you think me and Charlie are going to pay for your dentist treatment, we're not going to." I said, "Well, I never even asked you for any money for your information." I said, "All I asked you to do is just pray for her so I can find the money so I can pay for it. I don't want you to help me with it. I just want you to help me by praying." I said, "I don't know where you got the idea that I was going to ask you for money, because I don't ask you for anything. If you do offer me money like you've done a few times in the past," because they've done that, and that's different, but I never asked for it, And I wasn't asking that time. I was just asking her to pray for me to help that money will come available so I can pay for it. I never asked for them to pay for it at all. But she just said, "Well, if you think we're going to pay for it, just assume that.